Hello everybody and welcome to episode 2 of our Arsenal career mode. I was looking through my players and it turns out I have a lot of old people in my team. We're going to sort them by age here, and as you can see, Mikel Arteta, Flamini and Santi Cazorla are all kind of old and they're all in the same positions. So we're going to be looking at some new centre mids coming into our team, and the first player we're looking at is Mateo Kovacic. So my scouts tell me that this guy's got about 82 vision, I believe, and he's got decent ball control and passing. There his kind of main attributes, also acceleration and agility as well, and also get a tick next to their attributes. He's got a decent weak foot, 4-star, can play him in a centre mid or cam. He's only 19, he's from Inter, and he's also Croatian as well, for anyone that wants to know. But yeah, we're going to see how much they want for him and try and bring him on into our team for a decent price. And I think that's all we're going to be looking at for now. We're going to get on with some team management, getting people on, and getting on with the next game, which is of course Arsenal versus Tottenham, which for me is a big game, and for the rest of the team, for confidence and morale and everything. I think there's always been a bit of rivalry between Arsenal and Tottenham, as the commentators always suggest. But yeah, we're going to get into this game and hopefully get the win. So we're coming into this game with a nice positive attitude, especially after that last game against Aston Villa where we stomped on them 4-0. I don't believe this is going to be a similar situation though. I don't believe this game is going to be as easy. I don't think it's going to be easy at all, to be honest. I think Spurs are a decent match for Arsenal, especially with the lineup we have. A lot of sort of young players, apart from our centre mids of course. Not really that many high rated players either. We're not, as you can see, we're playing to Sturgeon as well, our new goalkeeper that we got last match. We're getting a shot of Benteke shaking Bale's hand, the two top players in either teams. Benteke obviously my star player, and Bale I think Spurs' star player. I'm not sure why he's still in their team, to be honest. But yeah, this is a big game for me. I think it's going to be a good test, and if we get this win, I'll be extremely happy, taking the team out to Disneyland probably, because it will mean a lot for me to get this win. But we're going to get into some of the highlights now. So we're coming up to the 5th minute here, and Spurs still have not lost possession after they kicked off. It's ridiculous. They're passing it around, playing very nice possession play, looking for weak spots in my defence, and Bale manages to find one at 7 minutes with his weak foot. And if he wasn't in the team, then I wouldn't be freaking losing right now. But I don't know why he's not at Real Madrid. But that was a nice finish and a nice cross and nice passing possession play from Spurs. So a 1-0 down against Spurs, and now we are in possession and we are on the attack. And then Wilshere decides he wants to be a retard and spoils everything. However, we're not going to hold it against Wilshere, because he does a nice little pass here to put Bruma through in a crossing position. We see Benteke in the box, and oh my goodness, I don't even know how Benteke didn't just destroy everyone in his path to get to that ball and head that into the back of the net, because that's what he usually does. So we are still 1-0 down, and in the 43rd minute they managed to win a free kick on the edge of the box. For some reason they put Lemon on it and not Bale. I'm sure if Bale had been on that and smashed it at Sturgeon would have absolutely crapped his pants. But for some reason they waste their possession on the edge of our box, passing it around, not really doing anything with it, which then allows us to get on the break with Santi Cazorla. Bruma is making a run straight through their defence with Bruma. He doesn't manage to get away from their defence though. He puts another through ball into Santi Cazorla. We go for the shot, and the shot is blocked, and that's really the only highlights of that first half, which is a shame. But we're going to have a look at some of the match facts, and as you can see, nothing much to separate the two teams other than, of course, the 69% possession that Spurs have against Arsenal, which is ridiculous. Still only one shot though. They do deserve this lead at this point though, I guess. But yeah, it hasn't been very interesting in the first half, so I'm going to make sure that this second half is slightly more stimulating. So not long after the second half whistle is blown, and over the top from Benteke to Bruma, and Bruma heading it into the box to Wilshere with a bicycle kick. Oh my goodness. But not much power on that, so not really troubling Spurs' goalkeeper Hugo Lloris. At 69 minutes though, Bale finds himself on the edge of our box, and with a long shot, an absolute beast of a goal at 71 minutes. The goal from Bale, both goals for Spurs coming from Bale, the guy that shouldn't even be in the team, but I'm okay about it because that was a nice finish and well played to Bale. So we are 2-0 down, and we're going to have to really step things up, and I'm happy to say we did. Benteke on the attack here with the blocks, through ball opens up another attack. Diaby is through, and a lovely pass and an excellent finish from Diaby at 78 minutes. A nice little ball from Benteke there, trying, plugging away, finally gets the pass through, and then obviously the goal, which is absolutely fantastic. We are only 1 goal behind now. And straight from Spurs' kickoff, we are charging them down with Benteke, and then Diaby with an excellent tackle, taking out Sandro for a nice seafood dinner. And then Benteke on the ball, he sees a run, he sees Bruma's through, past the defender, and look at that for a finish from Bruma. Came out of nowhere, just charging through, and a lovely ball to him, and a lovely finish, managing to beat the keeper, who is probably a lot higher rated than Bruma. So excellent play from our young player Bruma there. We decide to make some substitutions here. So we decide to bring on Oxlade-Chamberlain, Pogba, and Mikel Arteta for Diaby, Santi Cazorla, and Theo Walcott, just to bring on some fresh legs, because of course we are drawing, and we want this win because we want to go to Disneyland. It's Oxlade-Chamberlain now on the ball. He's been looking forward to Disneyland for weeks. He can almost see Donald Duck at the entrance waiting to welcome him in, and then he gets fouled in the box and doesn't get a penalty, and that's the end of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to Disneyland. Today is a sad day. Today, because of Bale, my team are not even going to go out for ice cream. No one's happy. No one's happy with this decision. It's just a sad, sad day. Anyway, looks like I'm going to be saving some money now because I'm not going to have to take everyone to Disneyland. And yeah, that's kind of an upside for me, I guess. And the match facts showing that we managed to get a few more shots in the second half, but obviously it wasn't enough. We managed to pull possession back a little bit as well. But, you know, as I say, we still didn't get the win. Christian Benteke with a 9.7 rating after that match, which is pretty positive, I guess. So we get back to our office, sit down in front of our laptop, hoping to look at some questionable videos on the internet. But then we realise we've got a job to do, and we get a message regarding our Kovacic inquiry. And it turns out they want 14 million for him. So we're going to have to do some juggling around on our transfer budget, hoping to be able to afford him. So we decide to offer 6 million for Mateo Kovacic from Inter, and we also tried to sweeten the deal with Emmanuel Frimpong because he's a centre mid, he's old, and we don't really need him. He's pretty useless. He's just a burden at this point. So we advance on through this week, blissfully unaware of what's about to happen, and then we get a message from Wilshere. And this was my reaction. No! Yes, Wilshere has requested to be transferred. Oh, Wilshere. What's wrong? Is it because I didn't take you to Disneyland after the last match? Is it because I smell? Or is it because you are, in fact, a spoilt d***? Goodness knows why Wilshere wants to be put on the transfer list, but we're going to give him that opportunity because, well, I thought about forcing him to stay in the club, and then I realised after last episode, after scamming Zuma and Bakali for £20, I'm probably on thin ice with the police. So I think if I was to force Wilshere to stay into the team, that wouldn't help with that really. So we're going to let him go on the transfer list, and we're going to see how much we can get. It will actually free up a lot of transfer budget, so we may be able to get some players to replace him. But for now, we're just going to focus on the next match, which is against Fulham. I made a few changes, brought Szczesny on for Ter Stegen because he doesn't seem to be in form, he doesn't seem to be playing well. But yeah, we're coming up to this match, and we're hopefully going to get this win, and we're going to skip to some highlights of this match. So the upcoming game against Fulham should be an easy victory. However, we don't know how this game's going to pan out. Well, I do, but you guys don't. So we're going to see how it goes. These early games earlier on in the season are very important. It's important to get these wins so that you get the points, so that you get as far ahead as possible early on in these seasons. So, you know, it's going to be a match that we want to win, which sounds pretty obvious because I don't think I've ever played a game that I didn't want to win. So nothing really happens up until this point when Darren Bent makes it into our box, and with a cross nearly scoring a goal. My goodness, Szczesny was nowhere to be seen at that point. Then at the 37th minute we win a throw-in, and we are now in a threatening position on the edge of their box. Pogba to Santi Cazorla, Santi Cazorla to Benteke, and when we saw him in the air at that point, we knew what was going to happen. Benteke's in the air, the ball's coming towards him. Oh, look at that, surprise, surprise. The ball is in the back of the net. So Benteke, the beast, putting us 1 goal ahead against Fulham, and as the first half draws to a close, we're looking at a 1 goal lead, and we're going to want to get some more goals, hopefully, anyway, because a 1 goal lead cushion isn't enough against Fulham. But we're going to have a look at some of the match facts. And as you can see, the possession and shots slightly in Arsenal's favour, but not enough to separate the two teams. So in the second half, we're going to want to step this up and hopefully get some more goals. And up until this point, nothing really exciting happening in this second half. I decided to make some substitutions. I bring on Ramsey, Giroud and Oxlade-Chamberlain for Santi, Cazorla, Benteke and Bakali, just to try and keep everyone fresh, and also, you know, to bring a bit of extra pace onto the field to try and push for this win. But then a chance for Fulham as the winger whips in a ball to Tarat, and the ball just going wide of the post. A very close chance for them there. I was on the edge of my seat, but we did manage to hold on to our lead there somehow. So we're on the attack here, but it is all in vain because that is the end of the game, and that rhymed, and I'm sorry that we didn't get any more goals. Hopefully in the next game we're going to get some more goals. And as you can see by the match facts, it wasn't that interesting. A few shots for us and more possession for Fulham, but nothing really to separate them. Somehow they didn't have any shots on target. I can't believe that. So we get back and find a message on our laptop. Bayern Munich have offered 26 million for Jack Wilshere. He is worth 11.5. Clearly they understand he is a bright prospect, and they, you know, really want to snap him up, I guess. I'm probably going to accept this because I don't know if I'm going to get much more from him from anyone else, and we have to sell him. I think the board sent him a message as well saying, you know, you need to get rid of him because we don't like his face and all that. So he's going to be leaving our team for £26 million. Today is a sad day. Wilshere will be leaving our club. He has been here for a long time. He's been with us through the bad times and through the good times. He has spent many evenings after a match with us, enjoying ice cream and playful banter about how small his penis is. But no hard feelings, Wilshere, you know, because you're going on to bigger and better things, and we've got plenty of ice cream and plenty of freaking Disneyland tickets left over to enjoy ourselves with. It's okay, Wilshere. I'm not mad. It's not like you're leaving at a time when all my freaking midfielders are really old and they're probably gonna die soon. So yeah, if you didn't get it already, Wilshere has freaking gone. He's gone, left the club. The enemy, Bayern Munich, have bought him, and Wilshere, he's pretty much dead to me now. We had a funeral and everything, and yeah. So I've been. You probably noticed me offering on Mateo Kovacic. I'm just gonna skip to when we get him because he does a lot of fannying around, and he's been a bit spoiled, and we're gonna have to give him some decent squad roles and decent wages and stuff. I think he actually accepts this one, but we're gonna find out in a second. But first, I'm gonna show you the second midfielder that we're looking at, Marco Verratti. He plays for PSG, he's Italian, he's 20, he's a CDM, and he's also got good passing traits, which is of course what we are after. So we're going to approach him and his team and see what they have to say, how much they want for him. I also decided to inquire about Romelu Lukaku, I think I pronounced that right, who plays for Chelsea, but I think he's out on loan, so we're not going to be able to get him until he comes back. And we get a message back from PSG. Turns out they want 13 million for Marco Verratti, and we also get contract offer accepted for Kovacic. He is going for 7 million with John Terrell to sweeten the deal, and he's coming in 70,000 a week, his wage budget, I think, and also he's going to be an important first team player. So we get a message back from Jose Mourinho for Chelsea saying that he doesn't want to sell Romelu Lukaku to us, and we'll just have to see about that, see what happens in the future. But PSG have accepted the offer of 9 million and Emmanuel Frimpong for Verratti, so we're going to give him a contract offer and see what he says to that. I think we give him a squad rotation player and 55,000, which he then declined, so I whacked his wage budget up to a whopping 80,000. And I think I gave him a do not specify squad role just to see how this works, which his lordship did finally accept, which was good for us. It happened to be on the deadline day that he finally accepted this offer after being ridiculously fussy about his wage budget and everything. So he's going for 80,000 a week, and I'm also getting rid of Frimpong, and we're getting him for 9 million as well. So if you want to have a look at the stats, Kovacic, his physical stats nothing really stands out really apart from his acceleration. His vision though, really good. Ball control, long pass and short pass, and his curve are all pretty good, but we kind of knew this before we were buying him. It's the vision that we really went for here. So Verratti, Marco Verratti, still nothing really in terms of his physical attributes that stands out apart from that 93 ridiculous balance that's probably going to come in use for nothing. Vision and aggression is also very good, but we kind of already knew that as well. Both these players, nothing's going to really stand out. Nothing's going to be that exceptional, to be honest, because they're still pretty young and they've got a long way in terms of player development to go. So it was the transfer deadline day, but nothing particularly interesting happened for us. There was an offer for Diaby, but I declined it. And so the next game is going to be for the Capital One Cup, and we are going to be playing against Swindon. Now, this isn't crucial for our managerial objectives or anything like that, but we do want to get this win for the Capital One Cup because I want to win everything. So coming into this match, we should be expecting to get the win because it is Swindon Town and we are Arsenal. But if there's one thing I've learned in FIFA, it's not to underestimate the underdogs. So we're going to get things kicked off here and then we're going to skip to some highlights. And after 6.5 minutes, we managed to get it to Benteke on the edge of the box, and a brilliant shot, but a good save as well from Swindon's keeper. It's a shame he couldn't get the goal there. I think, on retrospective, I could have ran a lot further than that, to be honest. Probably should have scored that, so that's a shame. But we did win a corner from that, and nothing becomes of it because the keeper makes an exceptional save whilst managing to take himself out as well. Whee! And now it's Pritchard for Swindon working down the wing with Mikel Arteta just behind him, managing to get a tackle and it going out for a corner. And as a reward, he gets an elbow sandwich to the face. However, Szczesny manages to come out and claim the attempt from Ranger, and now he's us on the attack with Mikel Arteta to Walcott with a delicious ball and a lovely ball into Benteke, and Benteke hitting the bar. Oh my goodness, I'm surprised he didn't destroy the goal with that amazing header. Look at the power on that, it just pings right off the bar. And on the attack again here, working up the wing to Gibbs. I don't know what he's doing up there, but he gets a beautiful ball into Walcott, and Walcott showing Benteke how it's done. So that is the end of the first half. We have a 1-goal lead against Swindon. I expected us to have more goals, to be honest, and we should have as well, especially with those chances I had with Benteke. I think that's just me kind of letting my team down a bit. And as you can see, the match facts in our favour, as you would expect. 4 shots and 3 shots on target and 51% possession, and hopefully we can keep this up and get a few more goals in this second half. So nothing exciting so far in this match, so I decided to bring on the new player Kovacic and also Oxlade-Chamberlain for Mikel Arteta and Theo Walcott. But this didn't really help the pace of the game as we went through the entire second half without a decent chance. There were a few near chances, but I didn't want to show them because I thought they might have been a bit boring. So I'm sorry again for the for this game and there not being, you know, very many chances and it not being very active, but we did get the win against Swindon Town. I think I'm still getting used to perhaps world class and the new FIFA, so I don't know. We'll see what happens, and hopefully in the next game we'll get like 20 million goals or something. And as you can see from the match facts, I do think that we deserved that win, although we had less possession for some reason, but they only had 1 shot on target, and I do believe we could have got more goals, but I just didn't take the opportunities, so that was a shame. And that is the end of this episode, ladies and genitals. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you want more content, then please subscribe. And if you want to watch the next episode, just click the video. In the next episode, I will make sure we get a lot more goals than we did in this episode. We've got some good matches coming up. We've got a European match, and of course next we are playing against Sunderland. But for now, that's all from me, and I will see you all in the next video.